Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Lamisha here, of course, from Serf-Walls.com. And today I want to talk to you about the how. The how is what I like to think of as sort of, the path or the process or the step-by-step instruction manual to creating whatever it is that we want to create. It's something I hear clients ask about constantly. Lamisha, how am I supposed to do that? If I only knew how to do X, Y, and Z, then of course I'd be doing it, right? This is one of those sort of misconceptions, and there's all kinds of information out there about how the how is none of our business, right? How we get to that thing, how we're going to make that money, how we're going to have that successful business or find the love of our lives isn't really what we need to know. It's what we think we need, but it's not actually what we need to know. As I've been doing this work and as I've been experimenting in my own life and working with clients over the past 8 or 9 years, what I have found is that the how that we want, the path, the step-by-step instructions, the checklist for success is not actually the how that we need. And so I want to share with you 3 parts of this sort of formula that I have found to be the actual how that you need to achieve anything. This is actually how you create a life that you love. It's how you create the business. It's how you call in the money. It's how you move forward on any path or purpose that you have. It's how you get from point A to point Z. Okay? Now sit back and relax and understand that this is not going to be what you might expect. I'm not going to give you a laundry list of steps that you're going to, take and run with. This is going to be more of an overview or an outline in terms of how you get to what you want to do. Okay? So the first part of this formula is, of course, mindset. I have talked for a long time about mindset. If you look at my YouTube channel, if you look at my website, that is sort of the primary focus that I have had. And the reason is because it seems to be the base layer that influences and impacts everything else, right? So I talk a lot about mindset. And mindset, of course, is the collection of thoughts and beliefs that we have about ourselves, about the world, about what's possible for us. So if you are thinking about how you're going to create that income goal for the new year, then you're probably got some beliefs about it. You want to look at your mindset related to money, your mindset related to money management, your mindset related to that specific number, right? So your beliefs, your thoughts, the truths that you sort of carry with you and how you move forward and interact with money. So the mindset is one of the core pieces of how you're going to create what you want to create. You really want to do 2 things with mindset. You want to plant the beliefs that are going to support that vision, and you want to clear out anything that you might be bumping up against, anything that's sort of getting in your way as you move forward. Okay, so that's step 1. That's sort of the base layer 1. Layer 2 is all about energy. And this is something that I haven't talked about openly as often, but I really get into the nitty-gritty with my clients one-on-one because it's also part of this mindset kind of creative space that we're in. And when I talk about energy, what I'm talking about is our beingness, right? Like, how are we showing up in our world? How are you showing up in your interactions with one another? How are you showing up in your relationships? When you're dealing with money, if we go back to that example, how are you showing up with money? Are you showing up as someone who has massive debt and is never getting ahead, which may have been your past, or are you showing up as the version of you that you're becoming? What energy are you carrying? And remember, mindset has an energetic component. So what you're thinking plays a role in how you're feeling and how you're showing up, which is this energetic aspect, right? Now, when it comes to energy, we're not just talking about like how you're showing up in your day-to-day interactions, but really anchoring in and developing an energetic set point where you are kind of bringing all of your energy into this moment and saying, this is who I am. You're living, being, like aligning your energy, feeling into the version of you that you're becoming. So if we go back to that financial example, if you want to make multiple 6 figures in 2022, then are you showing up Are you developing this identity? Are you being that person now? Are you living as her now? Are you giving her permission to do the things that she would be doing now? No, I'm not saying go spend all your money, go, drop a bunch of money on things just to be that person, but I'm more specifically talking about owning that identity, right? And this is really where, I think for some people it can feel a little bit philosophical, like kind of out of reach. How do I even do that? I don't know what that means, but this is a key component as it's, attached to mindset. So you really want to make sure you've got the mindset piece underway, you know what you're doing there. And then energetically that you're leaning into this version of yourself that you're wanting to be, that you're wanting to create, okay? So that's the sort of second piece to this formula. The third piece, of course, is action. Now, most of us are not, strangers to action. That's typically the first thing that we do. But this isn't about just any action, and it's not about all the action, right? What this is really about is kind of, again, looking at those other two pieces, it's about owning and taking action from this very aligned and inspired place. It's not necessarily logical. It's not necessarily strategic. It doesn't necessarily make sense in terms of what you might imagine your plan would be, but it is the action you feel called to take. And people talk about, inspired action and getting these hits from the universe and all of that. And the thing I want you to know about this inspired action is that it doesn't feel like that lightning bolt moment that you might expect. This isn't a thing where you're laying in bed and you're dozing off and all of a sudden you sit upright and you have this incredible idea and you run to your computer and then the rest is history. 9 times out of 10, it's not like that. In my experience, the inspired action, these ideas kind of float in like a little butterfly, float into your mind. It bounces around in there for a little bit and then it floats on out. Now it will come back eventually. So if you don't catch it, don't worry, but that's how these moments come in. They're not these earth-shattering, clouds are parting, angels are singing moments. They're quieter. There's an inner sort of peace to them, right? So the inspired action, I want you to look at this. The inspired action is influenced by your energy. Your energy is influenced by your mindset. So when you're thinking about how you're going to, get healthy and transform your life and create that business, lean into that new relationship or whatever it is that you want to do next month or next year, you really want to start thinking about mindset. What are you thinking and feeling? Energy. How are you showing up? What is this identity that you're carrying? Are you carrying an energy from the past that you're someone who things don't work out for? Or are you carrying the energy of possibility and this is who I am? I already am this person, even if the circumstances haven't changed yet, right? And then are you listening for? Are you making, choices? Are you taking that inspired action from this very inspired place? That is the key. That is the how that maybe you don't want, but I guarantee it is the how that you need. This is the process. This is the formula, okay? Now, each aspect of this formula has multiple layers, and that is exactly what I do in this one-on-one coaching work with clients is I help clients really dig into the mindset stuff. I help them understand their mindset and their process. What are the beliefs that we need to clear? What are the beliefs that we need to transform? What are the beliefs that we need to actually plant? How do we show up? Like we go through all those layers in order to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. So the next time you start thinking about, well, how can I do this? I don't know how. And that's a big question that people say is, I don't know how. I don't know how to do that. You may not know specifically the legitimate steps that you need to take. Like you don't have the map, but this is a map. This formula is your map. And what it requires are 2 things: consistency in each area and faith and trust. That's all it is. If you can trust the process, if you can trust this formula, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. You will see the results. You will see the outcomes. You will see the magic and miracles that come from this three-part formula. Okay, this is what you actually need to create the life that you desire. Okay? All right, friends, I hope that this was helpful for you. Make sure that if you like this information and you want more content like this and you don't want to miss anything, that you like this video, subscribe to my channel. And if you want more information about how I operate and how I work with people to really be the facilitator of this three-part formula, like we really get into the nitty-gritty. If you know that that is something that you want to explore, then check out the description in the box below. Make sure you hop over to my website, check out how you may be able to work with me, and let's get you scheduled for a chat. I would love to connect with you and see if we are a good fit to work together. Remember that you can be, have, and do whatever you desire, and this three-part formula is going to help you do just that. All right? Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful for you, and until next time, have a great rest of your week. Bye.